Welcome back to the Show Me Jeff channel. My name is Jeff, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about what it costs to get involved with the two direct mail opportunities that I am currently involved with. So, what you're looking at right now is the ShowMeJeff.com website, and the ShowMeJeff.com website is a forwarding URL that takes you to my Linktree page, which has the offers that I'm currently working on. Specifically, the biggest two are Direct Mail Opportunity 1, which is Cash Systems Building Unlimited, and the second one is American Bill Money. And then right underneath that is the paid per letter, where last year I made $17,000, more than $17,000 writing letters in my spare time without telling a soul. That's what I made last year. And you could do better, you could do worse. It's up to you and your work ethic. Then we have a opportunity to become a benefits consultant and earn a residual income with no license required. And then how to make money with artificial intelligence. And finally, an all-in-one digital business, which these last two are worldwide. So today we're just going to focus on what I'm most excited about, which is the direct mail opportunities. So as I've indicated in previous videos, I really believe that direct mail is the way to go in 2025, because if you want to stand out and you want to get your message into the hands of people who are interested in your offers, then you want to mail to the right people, and you want to bypass the email boxes and the phone calls, and direct mail is simply the way to go. All right, so you're on the Show Me Jeff page. So if you go to click on the first opportunity, the direct mail opportunity, you're going to see a capture page like this, right? If you had this opportunity, you could get a page like this. You could put your name and email address in, and then what that would do is that would allow the system to follow up on your behalf. And we talked about yesterday, I made a short on how to make money while you sleep. So while you're sleeping, this system is following up and sending emails to people who have put their information in there. So again, while we're talking, this is a direct mail opportunity, but we could do a hybrid where the people who are receiving your mail have a website and a phone number that they can call, and they can opt in to these different forms, either by phone or by email, and the system is going to follow up for you. So once you put your information in here, your name and your email address, then you're going to go to a website that looks just like this. And then this is for Cash Building Systems Unlimited. And the benefits: no experience, no cold calling, no emailing, no selling to strangers, no explaining the program, no auto ship, no computer required, no internet connection, no confusing systems. Just mail the postcards, and the system does the work for you. So a lot of what you're seeing, like with me doing the branding, and the websites and the autoresponders and so on, and the YouTube videos, this is all extra, right? You don't have to do this. You could simply do the system as the system was intended, and just take the postcards, peel off the address label, put a stamp on there, and mail those postcards out. And then you're going to get a certain amount of response. It could be 1 to 3%. Now, there's no guarantees. It just depends on your work ethic. It just depends on a variety of other factors. But I think it's a realistic expectation to get a 1 to 3% response rate on your postcards if you're just doing the postcards. If you're going to choose to brand yourself, then I think you could get as high as 8%. That's what my mentor, and he's currently doing this, and he has tripled his income since doing the direct mail system, and he's doing the branding, which is what he does is he's in both opportunity number 1 and opportunity number 2. He's in both those opportunities, and what he does is he takes a number 10 envelope, puts the 2 postcards from the 2 different opportunities, then he includes a business card and a letter, and he mails that instead of mailing the postcards, and he's branding himself. And when people have a person that they could actually call and ask questions, or hey, I'm a real person, they can go to their website, they can go check him out, they can check me out. People feel more comfortable, and you stand out more that way. You're less likely to have those postcards go into the recycle bin, and people will take a more serious look at your offers. So we go to number 2, direct mail opportunity number 2, and then that is the American Bill Money. And again, it's the same situation. We've got a separate capture page for American Bill Money. You put your information in there, and it's following up, and it's sending up text messages and all that, and then it goes right to American Bill Money. And as you can see, they've got a telephone number with a sizzle message, and it's pretty much the same system. What's the difference between 1 and 2? Well, they're both direct mail opportunities. Cash Systems Building Unlimited, and I always get that acronym mixed up, but CBSU is a one-time payment, is a one-time fee, and I encourage you to get, do the $50 plus upgrade to level 1, and then you're going to get 400 postcards and 400 leads. The American Bill Money is a subscription. So you pay $50 and you have a $50 subscription. Now you can cancel at any time, but you have a subscription. And the nice thing about a subscription is it's residual income, where CBSU isn't so much residual income, although it could be, but CBSU is more of a one-time, and the American Bill Money is a residual. Now, one nice thing about CBSU, and it's like number 1 is the CBSU, and number 2 is the American Bill Money. Number 1, CBSU, includes the postcards. Number 2 does not. You have to order the postcards separately. So if you decide to do both 1 and 2, and this is the mistake that I made when I first signed up, was I did not know this. Number 2 didn't come with the postcards. So I have to wait for the postcards to come, because the postcards are sent to a printer and they have your ID number on it, and you have to wait, and it just takes more time. So it's just better, if you're going to do both of these programs, just keep that in mind, that number 2 doesn't include the postcards. The postcards are a separate cost. It's not that much. And we're going to cover that in just a minute. But this is what American Bill Money has been in business for over 22 years. And CBSU, little less. I think maybe, I can't remember, but they've been in business. CBSU has been in business for a number of years. I think it's like 5 years. Don't hold me to that. But American Bill Money has definitely been in business for over 2 decades, and it's really the same deal. And I think that they really have a good, both these systems really complement each other. It's like cake and ice cream. If you do one, you should do both of them. But it's up to you. If your budget doesn't allow doing both of them, completely understand. But both of them are there. So let's talk about the numbers. So I made this little quick spreadsheet. Here we go. If you're going to join Cash Building Systems Unlimited, the program fee, if you're going to do the $50, if you're going to do the level 1, which is $50 plus 1 upgrade at the same time, and I have a goal. My personal goal is to send out 100 letters per week starting out. You could do more, you can do less, but this is with the goal of doing 400 letters per month. 400 letters per month. You join at $150. That's $50 plus 100 for that level 1 upgrade, one time. This is a one-time fee. CBSU is a one-time fee, right? That includes, that $150 that I just mentioned includes 400 postcards and 400 leads, right? Then you've got the situation with postage, right? Postage is going to run you anywhere from $100 to $292, depending on where you purchase your stamps from. We have resources where you can purchase stamps at a discount. However, you need to proceed with caution, right? If you get, we'll definitely share the resources that we have on where to potentially get discount stamps, but you must be very, very careful. You must make sure that the stamps are legit, that you buy them from a trusted source. And I bought stamps at a discounted rate. I personally did was I looked at them. Had a visual inspection. I took a picture of it, and then I used the ChatGPT mobile app because I have a subscription to ChatGPT. I took a picture of the stamp and had ChatGPT scan it, and with all appearances, it looks like legit stamps. And because we can see on all the stamps, there's like little micro printing of the stamps and the year, and they're in two separate places. And each year that the stamps come out, they have different security features that distinguish them. It's very, very hard to. It's not impossible, but it's very, very hard to duplicate. If they're gonna be a counterfeit stamp, it's very, very hard to duplicate those security features, because most people who are selling counterfeit stamps are not going to take the time, because they can't make the fonts that small. It's part of the security features inside the stamp. And then this, ChatGPT will give you, if you type in, how do I tell if my postage stamps are legit? They'll give you a bunch of other suggestions, and for all appearances, it has the security features on it. The stamps look legit that I have. The person who referred me into these programs, these direct mail programs, actually went a step further, and he took his stamps into the post office and asked the postmaster, and the postmaster confirmed that the stamps that he bought were legit. Now, as a disclaimer, you have to take all the necessary precautions. It's your responsibility to make sure that the stamps are legit. So if you buy them from the post office, you can also get stamps from Costco. I've been buying stamps from Costco for many, many months, if not more than a year, since I started with this third opportunity, this paid per letter, where I'm sending letters and getting paid per letter. I used to buy all my stamps from Costco, and you get a little tiny discount, I think, buying from Costco if you have a Costco membership, and they'll ship them right to your door. But stamps are going to run you anywhere from as low as $100 to, if you're going to send out $292, right? So your total one-time cost to do a 400 mailing in a month is between $250 to $442. There's a book, like Stuart Wilde wrote the Little Money Bible. I think that's the name of the title. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the title. And he said the trick to getting money is to have some. So, I know there's a lot of people out there, things are really tough, times are really hard, and a lot of people can't even put together even a few dollars. Like one of my opportunities right here, this benefits consultant. You can become a benefits consultant and earn residual income and become what's called a junior jumpstart for as low as $20. $20 and a little sweat equity. You can make a fantastic income. There's people who are making 6 and 7 figures becoming a benefits consultant. Is it easy? No, it's not going to be easy. I have a friend in the insurance business, and this is not insurance. This is just an aside. But he's a veteran. He got out. He ran into some really tough times. He was living in his car, and he didn't have anything, right? He was in a really bad spot. and he went door to door selling insurance. Now, I don't suggest anybody actually do this, but this is what he did. And now he is a seven-figure income earner because he stood the gaff and he paid the price and he did what was necessary to do. Um, I don't know what your situation is. $250 to $442. You can come up with that doing a little bit of Ubering, selling some stuff on eBay. Maybe you cancel your cable TV subscriptions, but I really believe it's worth it. There's nothing going to happen without sacrifice. I wish it wasn't the case. This business is not for free, but it's low cost. If you went to a community college to try to better yourself and get a higher paying job and went to a community college, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a job by graduating from community college, but it's going to cost you way more than between $250 to $442 a month. It really will. So keep that in mind. I'm just trying to be totally transparent. I look at money making opportunities all the time, and I do not see that many opportunities that are free. There are very few effective money making opportunities out there that are low cost. There are some, you can do like Kindle books, you can write Kindle books and things like that, maybe make some YouTube videos, but it's going to take copious amounts of time. I mean, if you're not going to spend money to make money, then you've got to spend time to make money, and it's going to cost you a lot of time, turning a lot of time, and you're going to be working in your own business for a few dollars an hour, not even minimum wage. And it'd just be better that if you have a little bit of money, we could always use more money, but if you have a little bit of money, then you're going to save yourself a whole lot of time, and you don't have to do the grind. But like I said about my friend, who is the $1 million insurance agent now, and he travels the world, and he's got an Instagram and everything. He's totally legit. I'm telling you, he's totally legit. And he paid the price. He's like, if he didn't have the cash, but he went door to door. He did what was necessary to get himself to the next level. So that is CBSU. This is your one-time costs. And if you wanted to do it from month to month, you certainly can. And you just repeat the process. You do have the option to buy more postcards and leads, from both programs. You have the opportunity to buy more postcards and leads that you want. All right, so American Bill Money. American Bill Money, $50 is the starter subscription. Postcards. So postcards are not included with American Bill Money. If you want postcards and you have a starter subscription, it's $159 for 1,000 of them. So I have this as a monthly cost, but you won't need to buy the postcards. It's a little bit less. These numbers are just estimates. These are just it just depends on your situation, what you do, how effective you are, what you opt in for. So these numbers can be more or less. It just depends. But $159 will buy you 1,000 postcards from them. I highly recommend that when you sign up for American Bill Money, that you buy the postcards at the same time. That way, you're not in a waiting position waiting on postcards, because you're going to get really excited and you're going to be really happy when you get your package from American Bill Money, and you're like, oh, where's the postcards at? Postcards are not included. They are with CBSU. They are not with American Bill Money. The leads are included. So with the $50 purchases you 50 leads, right? And if you want more leads, because remember we want to send out 400 per month, for $59 you can buy 500 leads from American Bill Money, right? Postage is the same as a CBSU, $100 to $292 to mail 400, and your monthly cost for American Bill Money with postage and everything is about $368 to $560. I didn't include. I already see something that I failed to do, envelopes. You do need envelopes. You can buy envelopes at Amazon for $25.60. Gives you 500 number 10 envelopes. That's the current price. When you check it out, it may be more or less. Your mileage may vary. All right. So let's talk about what I call the Russ system. Okay, the Russ is the gentleman who introduced me to these direct mail systems. All right, so this is where you're going to be doing both American Bill Money and CBSU, and you're going to, instead of mailing postcards, you're going to take those postcards, you're going to put 2 of those postcards in an envelope with a business card. Russ also says he does a couple of drop cards for some of his other opportunities. But two nice postcards, your business card, and a letter. We'll cover the letter later in future videos. But you have a nice letter with your website and all that, and you're branding yourself. And the response rates, this system is going to cost more, obviously, than just sending out the postcards with a stamp on it and doing one or the other. So here's the breakdown for that. We have the program fee for CBSU, which is $150. We have the program fee for American Bill Money, which is $50. Your postcards, this is for American Bill Money. To get 1,000, it's going to be $159. $50 for leads, right? Because that's not included. You're going to need more. You're going to need more leads. Well, this is actually should be $59. Should have $59 for leads. Postage. We're actually saving a little bit of money here on postage because we're just putting that first class postage stamp, not a postcard stamp, but a postage stamp on an envelope. That's going to run between 100 to 292 for 400 letters that we intend to mail out. Your envelopes are going to be $25.60 for 500, more or less. Then you have the Linktree, which is this page right here. This is the Linktree. You buy an annual subscription to Linktree. That's going to be $96 annually. American Bill Money. American Bill Money has this website right here, the capture page, and this is the page right here for American Bill Money. You can get this for $149 annual, and then they have a lifetime, which is like double this price. Or if you wanted to get a deluxe membership, which is a little higher, which gives you more leads, you can do that which includes the website. You might want to just get you might want to just pay for the website. And I understand that you get, with a monthly subscription to the deluxe plan, which is $250, you get the website for free. However, I did that. I said, hey, I didn't know about this, that the website was included with the deluxe membership. I'm going to go ahead and I want to upgrade. And they let me do that. But thinking about it more and doing the math, you do get like a savings, like you get like a 30% off on your postcards, and you get the website included. But I think it might be more economical to pay for the website and then just keep the starter subscription and then buy your leads. You might pay 30% more for extra leads and postcards, but I think it's worth it. You have to do the math. You have to decide what's right for you. I'm a deluxe member. I'm going to stay a deluxe member, but the deluxe is like $250, I believe it is. But I don't want to I'm throwing all these numbers out in the sense to try to be totally transparent, because this is what I appreciate. I appreciate knowing in full disclosure what things cost before I get involved with it, because I hate buying something and then I discover all these other hidden costs and all that. I'm trying to show you, here's what you need, everything you need to do this, to do the system. So $149 will get you the annual website. So CBSU doesn't have, they have a website, but it's their own website. If you want your own replicated website, there's another third-party service called My Capture Page, where you can promote CBSU, and that runs you $149.95. And this My Capture page, this is the My Capture page right here. This My Capture page, the nice thing about this is if there's any other programs, they have a lot of other programs that they do. You only have to pay this one time, and if you're promoting other things that they happen to make, and they have some generic ones too, that's all included, so you're not going to spend any extra money, which I think is really a nice feature. But I'm trying to duplicate everything that Russ has done on his page, and I've tried to do everything that he's done. At least the programs. Now he promotes a couple programs that I don't promote, and I promote a couple programs that he doesn't promote, and that's fine. And you could feel the same way. But we both do the 2 direct mail opportunities, and those are our flagship opportunities. Okay, business cards, Vistaprint, you can get them 1,000 for $44.79 is what I pay. I actually get a discount because I'm a veteran. There may be other discounts that you may be entitled to get, but 1,000 business cards with the discounted rate that I got was $44.79. And then I also bought almost 1,000 return address labels for $89.91. The ones that I bought have my picture on it. They're gold. They really stand out because this is just something that I did. You could get these address labels a lot cheaper. If you wanted 1,000, you could get probably just a very generic vanilla kind of address label without any pictures or anything on it. But I want it to stand out. I want my letters to stand out because I want it to look like, people are like, oh, this is an actual letter. This is not like a commercial, this doesn't look like junk mail. It actually looks like a letter, and people will be more inclined to open it. And I also have I bought a long time ago, I had all these little patriotic stickers and all that. I have a whole rolls of these stars, patriotic star stickers. I'm going to put one of them on the back of it, just makes it look, people are like, okay, I want to see what this is about. Because most of the time, if it looks like a legit letter addressed to somebody, people are going to open it, and that's what I choose to do. So the total cost for doing the branding, doing both those opportunities and branding yourself, one-time startup costs are between $993.86 to $1,185.86. That's what I estimate. And then the reoccurring is $579.39 to $816.51. You do not have to do the dual branding. You do not have to brand yourself. If you wanted to keep it for simplicity, and there's a lot of people who are doing very well just mailing the postcards, just doing one or the other of these opportunities, just mailing the postcards. And the nice thing about that is, you can be anonymous. You don't have to take any phone calls. All you do really is just put a stamp on it, put the label, the address label sticker on that, and drop it in the mailbox, and it's done. And a certain percentage of people will likely sign up for that particular opportunity. They're going to call the number. They're going to go to the website that's on the postcard. It's not going to be your website. It's not going to be your telephone number. It's going to be them, and they're going to handle everything, and you're going to get your commission for doing that. But like I said, the more you put into this type of business, if you play full out and you want to, you want to do like I want to do what Russ is doing, then we play full out, and we invest a lot more into our own business, right? Still, these numbers might look scary to some people, especially if you don't have it. It's going to seem scary, but I'm telling you what, I have bought so many different money making courses and opportunities and stuff, and you buy the course, you buy the opportunity, and you might spend, there was a postcard course. I got into this business, the direct mail, I saw an ad on Facebook for But Ugly cards, right? but ugly postcards. And this guy had a really good system, and he's selling this ebook for $10, and the ebook was really quite good. But the ebook was more gave you some basic information, but it was a lead-in to buying a course, and that course was about $2,000 if memory serves, right? $2,000 for this course. So just for the education and you know access to the person who created this course, um, we're talking $2,000. That's not including the creating the postcards, getting leads, getting lead lists and all that. It doesn't include any of that. So this is a lot cheaper. You can go out and you can get that guy's course for $2,000, and then pay more money on top of that for your postcards and leads, and you might still not be doing it right. Or you can do this system right here, what I'm showing you right on the screen. And I really believe that will work. I can't guarantee your success, and nobody can, because I don't know your work ethic. I don't know if you're going to follow instructions. I don't know what you're going to do. But I think that this is a great way to get started and into this business. And 400, I think, is a very doable goal. Now you can scale it if you wanted to do 100 a month. That then you just divide the costs. Maybe you don't want the websites. Maybe you don't want to do the return labels like I have. There's a lot of ways you can cut costs here. These numbers are just showing you, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is like my expenses, and you just take it from there. You do what you can afford to do. And finally, I'll end with this. Don't worry about not making it. The people who are successful, and not to get, I don't mean to get any political on you, but if you look at somebody like Donald Trump, for example, Donald Trump has had many, many business failures in his career, but he's also had a lot of wins. And I don't believe that anybody can be successful in anything without having some losses. You learn from the losses. And if you have to lose and lose and lose in order to win, then all the times that you lost isn't going to matter. It's all about the time you won. That's the only time. That's the only thing that people are going to remember is like, you won. That you won. That's all that matters. They're not going to see all the work and the investment and all that. I have failed so many times at so many different things, but I've also had some successes, and I'm willing to, really put myself out there and say, okay, I'm willing to invest in myself. It's just like, people like have this mentality like, oh, I've got to spend money. We spend money on college. People spend money getting college degrees that don't mean nothing. I mean, there's a good likelihood you're going to get a good job, but there's no guarantee. And then a lot of times, people, they go into this massive amounts of debt, and, a lot of times it works out, and there's a good chance it works out, but it's not guaranteed. The college degree doesn't guarantee you a job. It gives you the credentials so that you qualify to get a job. And I'm speaking to this as a person who's got a master's degree and has had a career in human resources. I'm telling you that, the college degree is just one of checkbox. It doesn't mean you're going to be successful. So it really is up to you, right? Whatever you feel comfortable with. If these numbers are scary, may I suggest, like this paid per letter opportunity. This is the paid per letter opportunity. You can get paid up to $5 per letter sending this from the comfort of your home. They operate in like 42 different states. You have to put your information in here to see if your state is there. Most states you can do this program with. it's not available in every single state. There's a couple of them that they don't operate in, but the ones that do, I have made $17,000 last year plus in my spare time. Now, like $17,000 is nothing really to like write home about, but folks, it's more than $1,000 a month, and I'm just doing it maybe an hour a day, writing these little letters on a 4x6 card and mailing them in. And you're like, well, what is this all about? It's not about envelope stuffing or anything like that, any of that nonsense. There is a legitimate reason why this happens. That's a part of the program. That's, when you join Send It Academy, this is what they teach you. And if you do what they teach you to do, then you can make up to $5 per letter that you send in. And, I've made it a goal to send like 20 letters a day. And I don't do it like every single day, but like 20 a day. And, $1,000, if you can do something like Send It Academy and make $1,000 a month, then you can afford to do this right here. See what I mean? Okay. So if you have any questions, you want to talk to me about it, reach out to me. Go to my website, go to Show Me Jeff, contact me. I'm available on Facebook. You can reach out to me, and I'll be happy to try to help you the best I can. So thanks very much for watching, and take care.